Hey yo, it's me Patterson from All-starCheer, and I'm doing a little tiny makeup tutorial, and here's my mom. Hi. She's the one that's doing all the glam on my face, and so yeah.
Hi guys, I'm here with Patterson. Yeah, I'm the workhorse. She's the cutesy teensy one. Anyway, today we're at Summit and we're getting ready to do her makeup. We just did her hair for day one competition, and I thought we would share a few tips and tricks that we found over the years doing cheer that have really helped keep her makeup on, made it last, made it bind a little bit better, and have made it super easy to get off because we use a ton of eyeshadow. We have actually 5 eyeshadows. These are her eyeshadows from Cheer itself. I have found these and they're pretty pricey. They're the Stila glitter eyeshadows from Ulta. You can order them online. Like I said, they're pretty pricey, but they last a whole season. I use more of the silver than the black because I really use this as a base. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But here we go. I'll show you a few things that we like and dislike because we've tried tons of products and it either won't stay on her face, won't bind to her skin, or it's super hard to get off. Like these 3 eyeshadows are super hard for us to get off. You kind of wipe and wipe and wipe, especially when you get the gel eyeshadows. So we found little tricks that don't modify her makeup too much and still stay with what her team wants and her coaches want, but do not, don't make it so difficult to get off. So the first thing that we're gonna use, and I think I got this at Kroger. It's a really cheap base primer. I use this, and I have a photo primer too. It's in a black tube. I think it was like $4.99 at Kroger. No need to get a super expensive brand of primer. You wanna get kind of a cheapy one. And you just wanna use a little bead of it, a little bit more than that. And kind of put it all over the face. I even put it on her eyes, even though I'm gonna put an actual eye primer on. This we didn't used to use because she was super young and she really didn't need all these makeup things, but we're putting a lot of product on her face over the last 3 years, and we want to make sure that it doesn't hurt her skin. But what we have found is A, pictures look a lot better when you have a photo primer, and B, it really makes the foundation and everything kind of stick to her skin so that when she starts sweating, it doesn't just start running off her face. We're from Texas, we're in Florida right now. Both are super hot, but Houston is super humid. So when they start sweating, if you don't have a primer on, it will just literally run down their face and you've got streaky makeup. So I always use a primer. The second thing that I really like, and I got this at Ulta, it really wasn't all that expensive. I don't remember how much it was, but it was not as expensive as the eyeshadows. It's Smashbox 24-hour photo finish. It is designed to go all over your face. I do not use it all over her face because it is pricey, and I have this one. So this tube will last us forever. But if you can see, it's a tinted pink primer, and it's super thick. So when you take it off, it kind of comes off and it has the consistency of like a soft putty. But then the heat of your hands actually thins it out and it doesn't leave a color. This is what I use on her eyes, and I will use it all the way from the inner eye. I will actually go up on the outside, kind of on the nose, just to give her a little bit more primer, and then I go all the way up into her eyebrow because she has no eyebrows, so we have to kind of put them on. But I'm gonna go all the way to the outside, and I always start with her eyes, but I put both of the primers on first. So I really like this product. It makes the eyeshadow really easy to get off. The second thing I like to get the eyeshadow off was the Stila glitter eyeshadow again. It's got this little brush, and I've never had to use a different brush with it. A lot of the products we do use different brushes on, but this goes on and it's super fine. Gives it a little bit of shimmer, but you can kind of thin it out, as you can see, and a little bit goes a long way. But it has like a clear gel binder to it so that you can really see the glitter but not see the binder underneath it. A lot of them will have like a silver binder under the glitter. It makes it really thick and cakey. The reason I like putting this on right over the primer before I put anything else on is A, all of these other eyeshadows will bind to it But B, when you go to take it off, because of this clear binder that's in it, it wipes off very, very, very easy. And if I had and I don't, if I had a makeup wipe, you would see how easy, literally I take a makeup wipe and we'll hold a pad with some makeup remover on it. And she'll hold it there while I'm taking off the rest of her face, and then we can just take it and literally wipe it right off. Whereas if you use these gels, because this is the one that's supposed to go all over her eye for her cheer makeup, but if you put this all over, it's a gel that really sticks. It's one of those ones that, again, has that silver underlying binder in it, and it will, I mean, it's just very, 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 very cakey. If you can see how cakey it is, which gives the color that they want, gives a lot of pop on stage, but is really kind of difficult to take off. So those are my eye products that I really, really, really like. And like I said, I always start with her eyes. I put all the, both of the primers on, and then I will go ahead and do her eyes. The other thing that I like, she has no eyebrows. If you can see, they're very, very, very light. Her hair is very light too, so we put a little strawberry in it. So I used to just use this pencil, and it does give her some color on there. Once we finish all of her makeup, I will let y'all see what all of it looks like together so that I don't waste your time actually applying it. If y'all would like to see me apply it, go ahead and comment below, and I'll go ahead and do a tutorial putting all of her makeup on. The reason we didn't do it was because a lot of cheer gyms want certain kind of eyeshadows or whatnot, which they can teach you how to do. But if you want to see how we do the foundation and everything, we'll be more than happy to do it. Just let us know. So what I ended up doing instead is this, and who makes this? That's my liner. It's a soft brown brow gel by Love. I think I literally got this at Kroger, but I love this product. It doesn't go on super thick and goopy. You know, eventually later on she may need to microblade them if they don't come in a little darker, but she's 8 years old, we don't want to do that. So as you can see, and I love the brush. I almost bought a new brush because I was like, oh, those brushes don't work. But as you can see, we can go in really fine and put those brush strokes in and give her some dimension and depth to it. And it's not cakey like a lot of the brow gels are. So this is the Love Brow Gel, and this is a soft brown. With as light as her hair is, it actually blends really well with her hair because you can control how much you're putting on. The other thing that I absolutely love with her eyebrows is, oddly enough, I bought it for myself. It's the Mary Kay Brow Gel. I literally just bought 2 more tubes of this. You want to make sure that when you use it, you don't get it around the ring because it will seal in. My husband has had to get it off for me. I've used pliers, as you can tell, on the lid. But it comes off and it doesn't have a lot looking on it. It just kind of looks wet. And as you go through the hair, it actually will kind of glue it down. So you want to make sure when you put it on, here, I'll put it on. When you put it on, it's a wet look, and you want to put it the way you want it. And I don't know if it is or not because I don't have a mirror. But it's wet. So if you take your eyebrow and move it before it sets, it will set in the wrong place. So you want to make sure that you put it in and let it dry. But this actually glues her gel down. If you want to use a pencil, because they are a little bit cheaper, I don't think you get as much control as you do with the gel, but you can actually put this over it. Put this on both products, whether you use the gel or the line. You want to put it a little bit darker than you actually want it, because when you put this through, it'll pull some of that color off, but it'll set it and they will look beautiful. The other thing that we use on her eyes is her, and I used an angle brush on this. I know you're supposed to use like a liner brush. I'm horrible at makeup, that's why I don't wear any. But to get the wings and whatnot that she needs for cheer, the angle brush for me is a little bit easier to use because then I can use just the tip. But I use the Blackest Black Noir eyeliner. And when I put it in, you want to make sure not only are you cutting the outside of your brush, no matter which brush you're using, you want to kind of push it down in there and get it in between the fibers and then rub them off so it's flat. A lot of people don't do that and they get too big of a line. But this stays on, and because we have our Stila underneath, that's why I kind of put it farther under her eye, around her eye than it really needs to be. This comes off like magic, but it doesn't come off when she rubs her eyes. So this is my favorite liner. I've used multiple ones. I've used the pens, you know, And if you're going to use a pen liner, I prefer the Wet n Wild. They're cheap. It's got a really soft line on it, and it's easy to control. You get some of the expensive ones and they're very hard, so you just get this hard line, and sometimes it's hard to get the liner actually to go from the pen to your face. So the product I absolutely love the most, and I started using it on myself. I've never used regular foundation on her. She's very fair skinned, so she's very sensitive skin. I can't use brushes because it'll make all kinds of blemishes and my rosacea kind of pop out. I absolutely love the Luminous airbrush system. With her pale skin, I actually mix 2 shades. I mix 2 and 3. We need rosy cheeks, so we use a soft rose blush, and then I do use a sealer. Now, with the Luminous system, they do sell their own sealer. This was, I want to say it was like L'Oreal, was just these little bottles, by the way. If these bottles break for you at Luminous, because we've had that happen, not good when you travel. These come from Michael's. They're in the paintbrush and paint section because they have little interchangeable tips that come out. And if you buy them, it will work perfectly with your machine, just like you know. But this was like a L'Oreal finishing sealant, and I literally took it out of the bottle and put it in here so I could control it more. So you don't have to buy the expensive brand. Now Luminous says that you can use regular foundation on it, but you're gonna have to water it down. I've never used a regular foundation in here. These do tend to clog your machine, so I would be kind of wary of ever using a regular foundation because they're already super, super thick. And I feel like if you thin it, you probably would change how it actually is gonna apply to your face. But I absolutely love this. We've had no problem in Texas heat. Or even, I think you've gone through rain with this, and it because of the primer, and the airbrush system, because I can put it on in layers and let it dry in between, they work really, really, really well to actually adhere to the face and not rub off. And then we do lashes. She's younger, so I don't do dramatic. So these are the Kiss Shy, and they come in this package here. You just cut them to length. The instructions on the glue actually says to put it on and then wait like 20 seconds. I don't do that. I will fan the eyelash just a little bit and put it on, because if I don't, because she's got tiny little eyes and you're doing it on somebody else, it's really kind of hard to get them in the right position. So I just trim them up, put it on, and then I go ahead and adhere the center, and then I'll poke the sides down. So, and then after we take all of her makeup off, I actually use a I think it's the Walmart brand generic Equate makeup remover. I will then have her wash her face, and then the best moisturizer I found, and it's really not all that expensive either, ironically, is Mary Kay. Everything else we've used is really heavy on her face. It's very oily. This is actually the Age Defense. It's mine again. Didn't think I'd ever use Mary Kay on my kid, but it's a very, very light formula, and because it's for age defying, I think over time it probably will keep her face moisturized without putting a really, really thick, heavy moisturizer on her face. So these, and the last one I wanted to show you is the mascara that we like to use. I've used Maybelline, I've used L'Oreal. I take that back, I've got another one I want to show you. I've probably used 18,000 kinds of mascara in my lifetime, but I love this one. Because of the brush design, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of curved, and it's actually got 2 layers of those curved bristles on it. I can actually, with her small eyes, I can work with one side of that curve and not have to try to get through all of it. And again, most people know if you lift, it's just gonna put color on, but if you wiggle it up, you will actually get some fullness on it. I don't put a lot on her. The reason we started using falsies was, she's a child, and it's kind of hard to get them to stay where they need to stay. So I just put enough of this on to darken her natural lashes so that you don't get lots of peek through, especially because she has, and it's kind of hard to tell without mascara on. But if we could get close enough, which we can't, she actually has 2 rows of eyelashes, so she has a lot of eyelashes anyway. So when she gets older, she will definitely only need mascara, but I need to do the lashes. The last thing I want to show you is the lipstick. We normally use the Color Stay 24 because they need a pink lipstick. I use pink and red for all the different teams that she's been on. But I like the Color Stay 24. The thing I don't like about it is once it dries, you have to keep applying the clear chapstick type stuff that comes with it. But it does stay on as long as you put a thin layer on. If you put too thick, it'll cake and come off. I love this product. She has not used it before. I bought a different color from me, but I love this product. I don't like the wand because it's kind of like a donut shape because there's a hole in the middle of it. I really don't like that because it's really hard to apply because you can't get that little, you don't have that little cushion. But the reason I like this lipstick is a matte lipstick that looks absolutely beautiful. Every color they have in this shade is wonderful. The thing she may not like about it and that I didn't really care for, I put it on at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and by noon the next day it had finally started rubbing off just a little bit. Actually it rubbed off on the plane at 4:30 because I was trying to get it off so I didn't look weird. But it kind of stays a little bit sticky. It never fully felt like it dried. So it was definitely a sensation I had to get used to, so she will too. But I like, other than the wand and the fact that it's kind of a sticky sensation, I like this product so much better because it gives you a better coverage and you don't have to keep reapplying that clear coat to keep it moist so it doesn't rub off. So again, these are the tips and tricks that we like. The biggest thing, again, is doing a primer and making sure you have an eyeshadow underneath, especially if it's hard to get off. And then using, I like the airbrush system. It takes a little bit to get used to, but then you don't get that thick, cakey look. You can if you put a lot of layers on it, that's what you want, but it's just a natural look. So I'm gonna do her makeup, and then I'll show you at the end what all of this looks like together. Again, if you want to actually see the application, or if there's any video you'd like to see, go ahead and comment in the box below, and we will go ahead and try to make that video. So let me put her makeup on, and you get to see the final result in just a second.
And also like and subscribe. So this is the final look of my makeup, and it's not hard, it's pretty simple, but it's a little difficult. But so this is Summit 2018, and I'll see you at Summit. Bye!